Honourable Minister of Transportation.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know about any backroom meetings, but I could tell you what happened in public, in this room, on television, on Hansard, and those opposite members opposite were here. We passed legislation guaranteeing the funding for the Green Line. So the honourable member can make all the wild accusations that he wants, but if the meeting actually happened, apparently it failed because our legislation says otherwise.
The honourable member for Calgary-Buffalo.
Given Calgarians are hurting from the double shock of the oil price collapse from the COVID-19 pandemic, while the UCP exploit a loophole to take a bailout package from their friend and donor Justin Trudeau. And given this project will help build a modern, diversified economy while creating 20,000 jobs along the way, and given the Premier has said any infrastructure spending will help stimulate the economy, and given this project is shovel-ready, to the Premier, will you commit to supporting the project and releasing the funding now, not years down the road?
The Honourable the Minister of Transportation.
Well, Mr. Speaker, as I just pointed out, and maybe the honourable member is not able to go off his prepared notes, but the fact is we actually passed legislation in here guaranteeing funding for the Green Line LRT in public, in here, in front of the honourable member's party. Mr. Speaker, we've also worked with the federal government to try to get their money to the city when they need it. The honourable member should take yes for an answer.
The honourable member for Calgary-Buffalo.
To the Minister of Transportation, given this group has only intensified its campaign against the Green Line, and given that the Premier's hand-picked Commissioner Steve Allen's called this project, quote, the most expensive error in Calgary's history, and given the Premier has warned of a fiscal reckoning for Albertans, but simultaneously applies to use the public purse to protect UCP political staff, and given the Premier has already pulled back funding for the project, and he said he's okay with pausing it, does the Premier think that this project should be built, or does he agree with his Commissioner and wealthy friends and donors that the Albertans should face a fiscal reckoning while the UCP takes handouts?
The Honourable the Minister of Transportation.
Since I answered the question already, that in legislation we've said that we're going to fund the Green Line, so let's talk about our friends. Let's talk about the honourable member's friend, Gil McGowan, who is actually, his AFL has control or access to a couple of seats of the NDP party. It's right there, Mr. Speaker, and he said parents that want to educate their children in their faith are nut bars. He said that Christian, Muslim, Sikh, any other faith of people that want to educate their children and pass on their faith to their children through their school are nut bars. Will that honourable member in their party ever apologize for this?